Do you know that 20% of the people hold all the world's wealth, while the other 80% are either poor or middle class? Only 20% of the population owns the vast majority of global assets. If the wealth were taken from those who have it and distributed among the 80% who don't, after a few years, the money would return to the hands of the original owners. The poor would return to their poverty, and the wealthy would become wealthy once again. Do you know the reason? The reason is that wealth is not something that can be seen with the naked eye. Come, let's sit down for a single session and learn how we can achieve financial freedom. Today, our book is Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant, written by the famous author Robert Kiyosaki. Robert starts by saying, "My rich dad, when he wanted to tell me something, would give me a big piece of information all at once, and then he would break it down step by step so that I could understand it. My father taught me two ways a person earns income, and they are positive income and negative income. Negative income is income that depends on a person's work and time. If the person stops working or doesn't work, that income stops. It is income where a person directly exchanges their time and effort for money. Positive income is income that comes from an asset, a system, or an investment a person has made, which continues to work even when the person is not directly working. This type of income does not depend on the constant presence of the individual. Example: for an employee, the income they receive is negative income. That incoming money comes from an outside source and did not originally come out of there. But for the businessman, the income he receives is positive income. He bought something, spent his own money on it, added a margin, and resold it. That income originally left his pocket and then returned to him in a larger amount. Okay, you've understood the difference, right? The person who receives negative income is someone who is always at risk and always feels fear. They are someone who relies entirely on their time, their strength, and their knowledge. The person whose income is positive income is someone who always feels secure as they rely on their money. You earn $100,000 of negative income per month. You are still poor. But if you receive $10,000 of positive income, you are wealthy. This is because the secret of wealth is not how much enters your pocket, but rather, how long can this person survive without working? The person earning $100,000 is trading their time and knowledge for that money, whereas for the person receiving $10,000, their money is working for them while they do nothing at all. This book teaches us that there are 4 ways people belong to a category. Everyone who receives income falls into one of these ways. I will explain these 4 methods, their hierarchy, and how you can move from the lowest level to the highest. The first category people belong to is E, employee. This is the way the majority of people receive their income. The second category is S, specialist or small business. This person is self-employed. No one manages them, and they manage themselves. They work on tasks that require their own time and effort. The third category is B, business owner or big business. These people differ from the previous ones because they have built a system that can function and operate without them. The fourth quadrant is I, investor, and it is the most secure way for money to flow to you. E, employee, and S, small business, are negative income earners. They receive income that did not originally come from them. It depends on their time as labor, and they make up 80% of the world's population. B, business owners, and I, investors, receive positive income. This is income where the original capital came out of their own pockets to work for them. These groups represent only 20% of the world's population. Okay, we are explaining these four and how one can move from their current position to the next. E, employee, is the easiest way to obtain income, but it is the modern-day slavery of the 21st century. It is currently the most dangerous job. You could lose it at any time. If you leave that job, you receive no income. If you get sick, your income key gets sick along with you. Today, many people might tell you to quit your job and take risks, but that is not the case. If you quit your job without any other income coming in, that is foolishness. While holding your job, learn how positive income can flow to you. There are two ways you should continue working. If no other income is coming in, how will you start your business? Let your job be the means to start your business. You must gain experience from your job. This is extremely important. The mindset problems are understanding employee as the most secure form of income, thinking that employment is the only way to obtain wealth, living solely on the income that comes from employment. Please find another way that is not being an employee. S, specialist or small business. Like content creators, web designers, or doctors, this person is self-employed. No one tells them to wake up or work at a specific time. This is the hardest position because it requires extreme discipline and toughness. No one gives you orders. You must command yourself. This person relies entirely on their own time. They have no free time and experience immense exhaustion. The similarities between S and E are: they do not obtain significant wealth. They are always tired and have no time because their time has been sold. If they get sick, their income gets sick. If they leave or stop working, they lose their income right there. However, they differ in these ways. The E relies on their academic education and university degree to get a job. The specialist, S, relies on self-education. Therefore, the specialist is better off than the employee because they are constantly learning and improving themselves. The second difference is discipline. Another difference is that the S can control their income numbers. If they want more money in a specific month, they can work harder. The E, however, cannot change their income because their salary is fixed. Okay, now we are entering the world of B, business owner. Robert Kiyosaki says that 95% of university graduates do not understand the money game. This game revolves around only 6 words: income, outcome, asset, expenses, cash, flow. I know these words and you know them. We see them all the time. But the secret is not just knowing them. The secret is whether you can control them and how to use them without relying on anyone else. The E does not control their salary. The S controls theirs. But the B doesn't even need his own money or time because he uses OPT and OPM, OPT, other people's time. He uses the time of the E and S. OPM, other people's money. He uses the money of the I, investor. While the E and S give their time to get money, the business owner uses their time. While the I, investor, is ready with money but doesn't want to spend time, the business owner uses that capital. The business owner combines OPT from E and S and OPM from I to create a business. Therefore, a business owner must be very smart and have deep business knowledge. Once the business succeeds, he pays the investor back. He doesn't work in the business himself. Instead, he creates a system he can leave behind. And that is how he achieves positive income. The I, investor, possesses the intelligence to see opportunities. They must be able to hunt for financial opportunities and predict the future of a company. We can divide investing into 3 parts: intellectual investment, knowledge; income, generating; investment, savings-based investment. If you buy shares in a company and that company grows, Money flows back to you. That is a monetary investment. Consider this. You buy a cup of coffee every day for $5. In a month, that is 30 times 5 equals $150. In a year, that becomes 150 times 12 equals $1,800. Did you know you spend $1,800 on coffee a year? That is a failure in savings investment. This is how investors think, whereas those with a poor mindset do not consider where their large sums of money are leaking. An investor would look at that $1,800 yearly expense and say, how much does the coffee machine cost? They buy the machine regardless of the price, ensuring they no longer spend that money daily and can make it themselves.